What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. See Miguel's out there. Welcome to the show. Prime Time Weapon X from the SSU. What is going on? Welcome to the show. So lots of stuff going on in here in this episode. Lots of things happening last night in the SSU. We actually had one of our wrestlers last night get injured. So Sarah, who is currently holding the Universal Tag Team title belts in the TCW with her tag partner, Rapencha, is hurt. We don't know how long she's going to be out. We don't know what that is going to mean moving forward. But what we do know here tonight is prime time Shawn Sanders will be putting his Intercontinental title belt on the line.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship.
And it's funny, too, we've talked about who he has defended this title belt against. He beat Blaze McCoy to get it, then beat Rowdy Hunt, beat Robbo, beat Bama Boy, all these guys former world champions, and now Eagle Star up. So almost walking through the entire Horseman franchise, the entire Horseman stable, as you will. So again, we talked about big title runs. Was he going to be able to do it? He's walked through all these world champions. And now getting ready to put it on the line against Eagle Star. Man, thought he was going to come out maybe walk a little bit slower down to the ring, make the challenger wait a little bit, but Prime Time wasted no time. And we have seen him do this over and over and over again. Get down in the ring and then start handling his business. Now, what's crazy about all of it is we still don't know. There's still a couple people out there, but we still don't know what side of the table Prime falls on.
Introducing the challenger from Birmingham, Alabama, weighing in at 240 pounds, the Eagle Starman. And his opponent from the bottomless pit, weighing in at 244 pounds, the Intercontinental Champion, Shawn Sanders.
So coming out, this belt ends up coming back out of retirement during Season 6 and now in Season 7, getting a lot of tread on it, especially with Prime Time. Now, Prime Time heading on his way to possibly have one of the longest Intercontinental title reigns in TCW history. Right now, that's held by Robbo. 5 title defenses by Robbo, and right now, Shawn Sanders sitting at 3. This could be number 4 if he can get past another former world champion in Eagle Star. So, lots of stuff going on. Going to be interesting to see how it happens. Eagle Star stepping to the side. What is going on? Blaze, welcome to the show. But going to be really interesting to see if Eagle can come out and collect the bounty, bring that Horseman run that Shawn Sanders has been on, bring that to an end. Now, notice we're not calling them the 4 Horsemen anymore because now they are just simply known as the Horsemen. For a while they were 4, then they were 2, now they are 3, and the Horsemen being led by Rowdy. But as soon as Rowdy kind of took over and started doing his thing, started taking the Horsemen in his own direction, Eagle and Bama seeing a lot of gold coming back their way. And Eagle looking like he's got a game plan coming in here against Sean Sanders, kind of throwing Sean off of his game just a little bit. Eagle Star just texted me on the phone. But you can see Sean Sanders wanting to go fast all the time and really kind of blitzkrieging his opponents, and it has been something that has really worked right here. And you can see as soon as he gets in control again, that is exactly what he's trying to do. Eagle Star, though, trying to slow it down a bit. Take that love bus and just slow it down a tad. And you look at the size of the wrestlers, you think it would go in a different direction. You think that different things would be happening where Sean Sanders, the bigger guy, probably wanting to slow things down. But that has not been the case. Now Eagle trying to get after it and trying to collect the bounty. Is he going to be able to do it? Gets it in, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and Eagle Star becomes the brand new Intercontinental Champion.
Here is your winner and new Intercontinental Champion, the Eagle Starman.
Now, this is one of those things where I got to take a step back and kind of look at this. You know, we're pumping up Sean Sanders, talking about world title shots, and it makes me wonder, did he maybe take his eye off the prize in this match right here? Because he's got his eye on the world title. So that world title will be on the line here tonight. We will see Bama Boy, another horseman, going and challenging Vipiro, the current world champion. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Maybe he ends up losing to this horseman, but gets a world title shot against the winner of this match. Could be Bama Boy, could be Vipiro. Like, we don't know. We'll see who wins it tonight. But we do know that Sean Sanders has earned a world title shot. So how he uses that, when he uses that, we'll definitely have to wait and see.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the NWO from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 203 pounds, the Universal World Television Champion, the
Man, you go all the way back to season 3. These guys were tag team partners for a bit. Stuff got a little shaky. Started a huge fracture in the TCW between the two. Then started going between different factions, from the flock, from the bikers. Like, things got heated, things got serious. Never thought we'd see these two back together. Now, with what's going on.
From Grays, England, weighing in at 176 pounds, TJ Mitchell.
But now what's going on with the SSU? Thinking we knew what side JP would be on. JP ends up kind of forming that bridge with Digital Dogs, joining back with Digital Dogs into the TWO. And look, you can tell the TWO, they don't even care what shows they're on. They don't care what brand it is. They don't care, is it SSU? Is it TCW? Is it the Outbreak brand? The Meltdown brand? They don't even care. They just show up doing the things that they do. And it seems to be working. You've got Digital Dogs coming down with the Universal Hardcore title, and you got JP coming down with the Universal Television title. Neither one of those title belts on the line right now. And the brand new look of JP getting ready to get it on with TJ Mitchell. And I'm telling you, TJ, we've seen him do this in the last couple episodes where he jumped in and he's like, hey, I got to get things started fast. But JP, the master at being prepared in this ring, probably figured that that is what was going to happen, saw him jump, and then went right after him, delivering that knee. Now sitting in the middle of the ring, going back and forth. What is going on? Solo, welcome to the show. Solo buys his ticket, you know what I mean? That way he can get into the shows. And then who knows what's going to happen once he's in. But definitely in here, keeping an eye, especially what's going on with the TWO. What's going on, Beast? You've got a title shot here tonight with JW Caliber. Some title belts going to be on the line. So we will see, can the SSU, on the way out before the big split officially happens, can the SSU get their names into the TCW history books? Maybe they can, maybe they have already, and maybe they can do it some more. We're definitely going to have to wait and see, but look at JP doing JP things, and ever since joining the TWO, it's almost like hitting the unlock button over here. We've seen him hit the unlock button in the SSU, haven't seen it come through in the TCW, but look at this. Absolutely next level. You can see the confidence coming out. And that's kind of like that confidence you only get from being a part of an elite group like that. Oh, and look at that. Solo saying he's not only going to buy a ticket for the SSU, but he's buying one for the LTD as well. And JP almost getting the 3 count right there. Oh, we have seen him win on that match when he doesn't want to win with the big red button. But typically what that move does is set up the big red button. He's going to call in, try to open the case, get those nuclear codes, and press the button. Can he do it? And that big red button put a little red on the big pink machine. 3. And JP just doing JP things.
Here is your winner, the All-American JP.
So, huge test. Huge test, and look, the TWO just having a little fun in the ring now. Saying, hey, we'll come in any show. We'll come in to any brand, and we're going to take things over, and we're going to do things however we want to do them. But we talked about this a little bit earlier. We're about to see right now. About to see right now, can the SSU get their hands on some more TCW titles here tonight? The people trying to stand in their way, current Intercontinental TCW Tag Team Champions, American Alpha 2. So you can see right there JW Caliber coming down with the branding of the SSU. So if you didn't know where JW signed his contract, you do now. If you didn't know where the Beast signed his contract, you do now. But again, we still got some people out there. There's still a couple left. We don't exactly know what side they're going to fall on. And as the new season approaches, so does the door. So sooner or later, we are going to find out where Sean Sanders is going to sign his contract at. And look, you can sign your contract wherever you want, but there is a Royal Rumble coming up next season that could absolutely have some contracts change hands. Yeah, SSU wrestlers right now holding quite a bit of gold over here in the TCW, to be fair. A lot more than I bet Totes even wants them to be holding. But that is how it goes. If the TCW wrestlers don't want the SSU guys holding gold, they got to win the matches. You know what I mean? But look at the state of these two guys. Both these guys looking like they may have just come out of the bar. You know what I mean? They may have been in the bar with Rowdy hanging out. They may have been in the bar last night with these two. However, tonight they are going to be fighting these two to try to get those title belts from around the waist. Now, we know that the Lord Arthur Stevenson and Jay Savage both hold the Universal World Tag Team title belts. Can the SSU get another set of tag team titles here tonight? I don't think this is going to be an easy road to hoe for either one of these teams. But who do you got your money on? Who is walking away with those title belts when the bell rings?
The following is an elimination match and is for the Intercontinental Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 463 pounds, JW and the Beast. And their opponents at a combined weight of 449 pounds, the Intercontinental Tag Team Champions, Gray and Cowboy Herbert, American Alpha.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. When Prime Time makes his decision on which way he's going to go, it could very well change the course of the war between the SSU and the TCW. And there's been quite a few. You know, it did start out with the Witcher's contract, but very quickly turned into something else. And quite a few people have chosen to go the way of the SSU. Quite a few people have chosen to go the way of TCW. And to be fair, it's a lot of people that I don't think even us as owners expected that to go the way that it has gone. So As much as we talk about the storylines, as much as we talk about outcomes here, Frankie Two Fingers, as much as we talk about this stuff, I don't think Solo or Totes expected it to go the way that it has gone so far. So there's been a lot of surprises even for us. And so then I can only imagine what kind of surprises that would be for the fans, what kind of surprises it is for everybody else. So lots of stuff going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did do a podcast that really just lays it out. Go check that podcast out today and get back in the know. 2, while we got a chance, remember, drop like, subscribe, turn on the bell notifications, but most importantly, right now, get out there and share the video. Most important thing you can do, let people know what we're doing, get them in here, get them involved in the community. Will the people you bring in help the SSU, or will they help the TCW? That is up to you. Now, it's always interesting to see, we talk about the different things you could do, the different strategies that could be had. Do you have one guy trying to take on the brunt of the match while keeping the other guy fresh? Do you have both guys doing quick tags in and out? Do you have any number of combinations of things going on? And typically you'll start to see things happen with one tag team versus the other tag team. But right now, regardless of the strategy of the Beast and JW Caliber, the thing that is happening is they're going to play a game of football. Oh, the Beast gets out of the way. Shows a little monkey drill that's going on right there. Saw the football and went straight to the monkey drills. But it looks like, back to my point, it looks like American Alpha really trying to isolate the Beast. And we have seen the Beast really coming through, having a lot of success here lately in the TCW. Oh, that looked very similar to Primetime's finisher. But it went a lot quicker, like he had him up instead of walking him around for a long time. He had him up and then he just put him down. Oh, look at that. The Beast taking it downstairs, and sometimes that is what you gotta do. Take it downstairs to get the match turned back around. I don't think Herbie was expecting to be out getting his peaches picked today. I figured he was probably out, like, he's like, hey, we're going to make a cattle run on this one. Next thing you know, he's picking fruit. You know what I mean? Getting chopped right in the peaches. You can see the Beast moving a lot slower. Herbie getting to his feet. JW getting into the match for the first time. Now, with the change in people in the ring, is this going to start changing the outcome? Oh, right there. Wasn't even the one that brought the football in, but was the one to use it. Showing little signs of Dan Marino right there. Dropping dimes on Herbie's head. Well, maybe they're words, maybe it's strategy, you know what I mean? Like, who knows which way that's going? Maybe he catches the TCW off guard at the wrong time. Maybe he catches the SSU off guard at the wrong time. Like, definitely has all eyes on him right now. And, you know, they say all press is good press. Right now, getting a lot of press from both sides of the aisle. So if you were trying to build a character, maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe not. Oh! Almost turning this right back into a bar fight. Herbie gets up, though, and said he did not appreciate it. Oh, that is some owies. That's a little owie sauce on your hamburgers right there. They can't decide who's throwing who. Referee counts up to 7. Remember, the champion's advantage lies with American Alpha 2. Now they get back in ring in time. Oh! Oh! What? 1, 2. And I thought we had brand new champions right there. Herbie was getting ready to drop the old cowpoke on him. And JW Caliber comes through, hits him with that. Oh, what? What? What did the Beast just do? It looked like the Beast was going to be there. Got a little confused maybe with what he was doing. Herbie ducks it. And if they end up losing this match, you can almost come back to that point right there. The huge mistake by the Beast. 2. And JW Caliber able to kick out into Herbie setting up for it, though. Is he going to get it in this time? No! Caliber again. Playing a lot of good defense right now. Getting that football, trying to show off his quarterbacking skills maybe. And back to the outside of the ring they go, now using the stairs, and you can tell JW Caliber is pissed off. Absolutely pissed off. Herbie getting back in the ring, and who's he more mad at? Hard to say, but he's getting the crowd fired up. Playing a little cat and mouse right now. Caliber saying, get back in this ring. Herbie does it. And his demise. Now these guys trying to get back on course. Trying to get back on the same team. And look, at the end of the day, these guys are not used to tagging. Herbie ends up getting Grady in. And Grady sees him. Rot-row SpaghettiOs. That is a huge slam right there. 1. And JW Caliber coming out, taking out not just the pin, but the referee. So right now, even if something were to happen, referee not even around, oh, he's going to hit him with it again. That is his finisher right there, but the referee not conscious enough to even call the pin count now. Well, and I don't even know if this is legal. Like, I know the referee's down, but if he gets back up, is that going to be a well, no, they've been using the stairs, so it must be legal. But Grady one step ahead of the Beast right there. And another big slam. 1, 2. And look at how slow the referee is calling it. But it is not about one count. It is about all the counts. You know, that's one of those things where you've been seeing it a lot. What was that? You want to talk about getting some hops? That's like Michael Jordan stuff right there. What's going on, Temple? Welcome to the show. Yeah, nothing wrong with having some scotches. But right now, JW Caliber down there by himself. And it makes you wonder just a little bit. You saw the Beast break up the tag that was happening. That JW Caliber had on Herbie, and it looked like that was about to be at least the end of Herbie's night. But he breaks that up, but then he goes right back in. So maybe a concussion? Like, I'm not sure what that was all about. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe we're reading too deep into it. Hard to say. But American Alpha 2 right now has the SSU on the ropes. Look at that shotgun blast right there. Double boots to the face. JW Caliber getting back to his feet. And JW Caliber's had a great match. But right now, with the 2-on-1, and he's taking it to him in their own corner, trying to show them that it doesn't matter if it's 2 or 1 or not. He is not going to back down. Not now. Not ever. Grady now trying to go for a little sneakity-deekity. 2, 3. And just too much to overcome.
Here are your winners, and still Intercontinental Tag Team Champions, Gray and Cowboy Herbert, American Alpha.
So look, it's a tall task anyway. You look at JW Caliber and DeBeast never really tag teaming up, and then their first tag team is going up against a very well-established team like American Alpha 2 and putting on a 4.5-star match. Like, can't ask for much more than that at the end of the day. But still, I know they're in the back talking right now. You know Jay Savage in the back. Hell, Weapon X probably in the back talking about it too. Like, what was that? What happened out there? Beast, like, why did you break up that pinfall? Like, they had him on the ropes, had him in the perfect position to kind of take him out, take the belts over, and then that one mistake, you can't make it against a team like American Alpha 2. They made it, and American Alpha 2 made them pay.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 356 pounds, the Pro Wrestling Extreme Fighting Champion, the All-American Bobby O.
Look at Bobby O making his way down to the ring with that newly designed TCW Outlaw Championship belt, the toughest title belt to win in the TCW. Yeah, it might be on the lowest tier, don't get me wrong. It's a special series title belt. Only one way to win it, in an outlaw match. But that outlaw match is brutal, and it's grueling, and it's unforgiving. And Bobby O comes out on the other side as the champion.
And his opponent from Grays, England, weighing in at 228 pounds, Rob O.
So now we got Robbo making his way down to the ring, fighting Bobby O. And look, it's interesting because you're looking at the former leader of the Four Horsemen. He made a decision to make an early jump to the WWE, knowing what was in the works, knowing that was what was going to happen, makes that early jump to the WWE, lays down and gives the title over to Hulk Hogan in a squash match, which we've never seen. And from that point forward, it has been a tough road to hoe. It has been a tough hill to climb for Robbo. Robbo eventually coming back, siding with the side of TCW, getting back involved with this promotion. The Horsemen not allowing him to come back because, look, at the end of the day, they're like, we can't trust you. And now ever since then, really trying to get back into the good graces of the locker room, but it has been tough. So you're looking at a former Universal Champion trying to win over the locker room, challenges Bobby O here tonight, and look at the size of Bobby O. Like, again, we've got four very, very large wrestlers, Bobby O being one of them. We have a tag team with Brutus and Wade War Walters. Then we have two singles wrestlers, Bobby O in the Outbreak. And we have Digital Dogs, who Digital is supposed to be on the Meltdown brand, and he is, but Digital Dogs has been showing up in the SSU. He's been showing up here on Outbreak. The leader of the TWO really not carrot. And it makes you wonder. We talked about the very specific contract clause for the TWO that's in everybody's clause, stating if you sign a TCW contract, you pretty much have free reign to do whatever you want. That was a contract clause that Totes had put in there thinking he could use that to win the war, but then Digital Dog's overthrowing Totes. That contract clause is still in there, and he is yet to be able to get it back out, so definitely have to see. Welcome to the show, Daniela. Not sure what you're saying, but welcome to the show nonetheless. Robbo, though, has been doing everything he could or can to prove that he is still that world champion caliber wrestler. But again, it just really hasn't been working out for him. But he's trying to show everybody, hey, one, you can trust me, and two, I deserve to be in the ring with the best of the best. And I think that's what this match is here tonight. Robbo really wanting to get after the largest guy, the largest singles wrestler on the Outbreak brand, and prove like he belongs and starts needing to be taken a lot more seriously than he's been being taken here as of late. Guys, remember, drop a like, subscribe, do all the things, right? But the most important thing you can do, share the video. Look at that. He couldn't get him up very far. I don't think it was really the impact of the knee, but the weight of Bobby O coming down, even though it wasn't very far, that's still, you're either talking about mass or you're talking about speed. When you're talking about power, you're talking about the mass or you're talking about velocity. And while Robbo couldn't get him up, and Robbo may have hurt himself there, to be fair. But Bobby O really starting to come into his own this season. Winning the Outbreak title, seeing a lot more success in the ring. Looking like he's ready, and look at the state of that. I think when Robbo challenged Bobby O, he did not fully comprehend what he was biting off. He didn't exactly know what he was getting himself into. There's not a lot of tape on Bobby O either, so it's hard to like watch the film, do your film study, and develop a strong game plan, because Bobby O, if he get, oh look, he's doing it again, and that's his finisher. Did he do it? 1, 2. And Bobby O kicks out, but man, I was like, wow, to be able to take that kind of a beating, to take the brunt of whatever, and then find another way to get Bobby O up. I thought we might have had a win there. What is going on, R2K? Welcome to the show, brother. R2K's got a lot of stuff going on with his storyline right now as well. Oh, you didn't know? You know now. What a crazy setup to his finishing move, and that has got to be it. Referee counts it. 2, 3, and I don't know if anybody could have survived those two moves.
Here is your winner, the All-American Bobby O.
You start looking at it now, you know, we talk about it, but you start looking at it now, and you got to be like, what did I just see? You just saw Bobby O come out against a former Universal World Champion and put on a show like this. So maybe this Outlaw Championship made famous, honestly, by R2K. R2K, not in the Hall of Legends. We don't have any wrestler in the Hall of Legends, but we have about 5 deeds, 5 actions that are in the Hall of Legends. R2K is one of those. by winning the Outlaw Championship, which, again, most brutal match we've got, by winning the Outlaw Championship by pinning all 7 of his 8 opponents. Like, he is number 8. He started out from the first position, went on and pinned all 7 of the other opponents. It has never been done before, and I don't think it'll ever be done again. But that deed got him into the Hall of Legends.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
So the game has wanted to book a match for Mimi forever. And they wanted the match to be for the Intercontinental title. You see, she is the Outlaw title holder, except her tag team partner, who they were always trying to book the match against, was Phoenix. They have been a tag team since Season 1, Episode 1. Longest congruent tag team. Longest tag team to be together in the history of the TCW. So never letting that happen. Now, Phoenix ends up losing the Intercontinental title belt to Rebecca Dawn. And now, and it's funny, the game, right off the bat, the game booked this match. And it seems kind of perfect. Mimi will get her shot. The brand new look from Mimi of the Thrill Seekers will get her shot at that Intercontinental title belt here tonight. What is going on, Matt Storm? Welcome to the show. And if you guys don't know it, man, Matt Storm is involved. He's like, we thought it was going to be Witcher, like, center stage in this war. Matt Storm, he has been in the center of the ring for quite a bit of it. So it'll be interesting to see what Matt Storm does moving forward, what decisions he makes, how he makes them. But what we know right now, Matt Storm, a member of the Total World Order. What does that mean? We explained what having a TWO contract clause means in the TCW. We've already explained that. If you missed it, go back about 20 minutes. We talked about it. But what is it going to mean for Matt Storm? It's going to be very interesting. I don't think you guys even understand how much Frankie Two Fingers loves the storylines that are going on. And look, if you're wrestling inside this universe, inside the SSU or TCW, that's it. Inside this universe, the choices you guys make are not hurting anybody's feelings. It is amazing and it's fun to tell the stories, so you guys keep doing what you do. But understand it. If you don't understand it, you need to go watch my last podcast.
From no place in particular, the Pro Wrestling Women's Extreme Fighting Champion, the Punisher, Mai. And her opponent from Chesapeake, Virginia, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Irresistible Force, Rebecca Dawn.
And the other thing is, just so you understand, Weapon X, I cannot bring my game online. So until 2K26, I can't even download your wrestler to be in this show, or I would have, representing the SSU. Little side note right there. If anybody wants to join right now, I can't. Not until March 6th when 2K26 drops. So we're going to continue doing our shows on 2K25 while we rebuild the entire universe in 2K26. It's always quite the undertaking. I'm getting a little more, I'm not going to say excited because I know how it ends, but There's a lot of very, very cool features. There's a lot of really, really cool features that are coming in that game that are going to help the SSU TCW universe very, very specifically. You guys are going to see a match. Solo is not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is because it is so next level. I don't want anybody else to go out there and steal it. That's how next level this idea is. You've never seen it in real wrestling. You have never seen it in an E-Federation. Period. What we're going to do, mind-blowing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. However, it's going to take 2K26 to get it done. For a list and a whole host of reasons, but the biggest one being there's 200 cost slots instead of 100. I could literally download our entire roster and the entire SSU roster and have them available for all the shows. Think of that. What is going on, Sped? Welcome to the show. Drew Hawthorne's been doing some next level stuff as well, so I say my favorite one is like the Nightmare Edition, the Sid B Edition, the Scott Hall Tribute Editions. Like, of course, the Tribute Edition's my favorite. But if you're looking across all the standard editions, I like the one where we have the new blood coming into the TCW, and I love the one where Miguel representing the SSU and Sped representing Drew Hawthorne representing the TCW are going head-to-head. That'll be the next thing because I will render. We're going to have to re-render all the... Look at the champion there. Champion's got the champion's advantage, but instead goes out. Mimi making her pay for it now. Remember, no good deed goes unpunished. Just solid proof of that. Now throwing her relentlessly into these stairs. But I will re-render all the SSU guys that I download. I will re-render all of our wrestlers as well and recreate unique face scans for all of them. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Well, man, you have a great day at work. Really appreciate you stopping in. Sped a huge part of our community. Look at this! Look at that!
Here is your winner, and still Women's Intercontinental Champion, the Irresistible Force, Rebecca Dawn.
Using that champion's advantage, and look, I am telling you right now, you can see a different side of Rebecca Dawn. She joins forces and then goes on too. That is the lowest rating we've ever had in a match. But goes on, now that she starts coming out with Sentinel, once she started tag teaming with Ozzy, where she starts understanding winning is winning. Let that sink in for a second. So you remember sweet, innocent Rebecca when she first starts, oh, Becky, she's out doing the thing. Look at it now. She is starting to develop into somebody that I'm telling you on a world title level, on the world title stage, Rebecca Dawn is going to be a problem. There's no way around it. Rebecca Dawn is going to be a problem. Man, Sped, really appreciate that, brother. Really love Sped. Sped does a lot of stuff, and I really appreciate it. Just want you to know that. Means a lot. Means a lot to the community because of you and a lot of other ticket buyers. Like, we can do some really cool stuff, like the stuff I'm talking about with the AI. That's not just me. Like, yeah, I'm putting in the work, but it's because of you guys that I can do it. So really appreciate it. Now look at the state of these guys, the Hart sisters. they've been together and they've been a tag team for a long time, but Lexi Hart kind of stepping out on her own for a little bit because she was seeing a lot of success in the singles division. Now, it didn't come down to her winning a lot of titles, but it did come down to her building 3 or 4 title runs and then coming up just short. Now back in the women's tag team division, really making a difference in trying to win these women's Intercontinental Tag Team title belts. And look, after they went and they beat the last women, right? After these women right here finally lost their first title match to the Gatecrashers, now people are starting to believe they can beat them. And that is a dangerous place to be. Prime, thank you for buying the tickets, man. Really appreciate it. Love it. And again, all the ticket money goes right back in to the channel. But now the Road Warriors 2.0, they've been seen getting beat in a title match. So now the mystique about them coming in, winning the Universal Tag Team titles in their very first match, which is crazy. Probably got that match because they're the daughters of Hawk and Animal. But winning that very first match, then they went on to defend those title belts. And now the only title belts that they hold are the Intercontinental Tag Team title belts. But with the injury to Sarah on last night's SSU program, and her being half of the Universal Tag Team champions, what is that going to mean for the Gatecrashers moving forward?
The following contest is an elimination match and is for the Women's Intercontinental Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Lex E. Hart and Tiffany Hart, the Hart Foundation. And their opponents, the Women's Intercontinental Tag Team Champions, the Falcon and the Spider, the Road Warriors.
So now these tag team title belts are on the line, but again, going back to the Universal, is management gonna make the Gatecrashers, or more importantly, Repentia, defend those title belts by herself while Sarah recovers? It doesn't make sense to not have those belts in circulation. That can't even happen. You know Repentia's not going to vacate the title. She's going to say, look, at the very least, at least give me a chance to defend my titles. At least give me a chance to defend these titles. So these guys very good coming in and out. Yeah, the Hart Foundation, maybe they haven't been wrestling a lot together here as of late. But again, they're sisters. Just like these two are sisters. They've been wrestling together their entire life. So will Lexi be able to use her speed? Will Tiffany become a big part of this match? So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this and try to kind of determine what is going on as we move through this match here. Now, this is what I would really think they would need to do. A lot of double team maneuvers, and you're going to see, look at this. Look at the state of that. You're going to see, and I'm going to guess both these teams, not with some generic type tag team maneuvers, but especially with the Hart Foundation, they're going to be coming out showing you some stuff maybe you don't get to see every day. They want to show you the technical prowess that they have and that can only be gained in the dungeon. But, like, flip that around, you also got the Road Warriors 2.0. You know, their dads being tag team partners forever, so you know they were showing them stuff. You know they were doing things. We're going to have to pause real quick. All right, we have just seen them go back and forth, and we're back just in time to see the first pinfall. Falcon getting put down. And look, if there was like two that I would be like, hey, between the two, which one would I want to try to take out if I could? Like if I had the decision right now, it would be Lexi Hart. That's not taking anything away from Tiffany Hart. But right now, it would have been Lexi Hart. She's kind of been the hotter wrestler in the win-loss department. But, and look at these two just getting fired up. And that was one of the things I was a little bit worried about. What's going on? Raymond Jones, welcome to the show. Look at this, Spider going over, trying to get her an interview with Tiffany. Tiffany saying no thank you. But Tiffany really has to do something right now to stay in control of the match. She cannot allow... Oh, right on top. That was right on top of that microphone. So, you know, if that microphone ends up hitting a rib, that could end up being something really bad. Because there is not any give to the microphones. No gives to those microphones. Now look, swinging that microphone, but absolutely missing. And that is a huge mistake. Spider getting it back, but cross body by Tiffany. And both those women are split open. So, you know, I say maybe Lexi would be the one I want to get out, but maybe Tiffany is the one that's got something even bigger to prove. But again, I would be kind of, you know, one of the people in our community, I'd be a little iffy on challenging these two ladies right now, knowing that they just lost those Universal Tag Team title belts, knowing that they would want to come out here and prove that maybe that was a fluke. Come back out here and, you know, try to get back in the graces of the wrestling community, you know, like really more of a fear tactic, like, hey, we're too tough for you guys, where people might mentally be defeating themselves already. What's going on, Smoky Mountain Wrestling? Welcome to the show. Look at that. Went out and got a table. Tried to throw her on it and just missed it. 1, 2. And Tiffany, I believe, had she got that move in right on top of the table, that would have ended Tiffany's night. But still, trying to end her night right now. Picks her up. Back down. Lays her head on my shoulder. No, not on her shoulder, but on that table, and gets the 3 count.
Here are your winners, and still Women's
What a great tag team these two are. And look, for a little bit, you start to wonder, you're like, man, is this like one of those things? Is this one of those things where maybe it was a fluke and maybe they just got on a roll and like who knows how it's going to go? But then coming back, kind of a redemption match, defending the other tag team title belts. And then you come out like this. You come out on top, winning them, and in decisive fashion. Grady and Herbie come out. They go 2-0, right? You got the Road Warriors 2.0. They come out 2-0. So, again, maybe you know, everybody else going, whoa, well, was that a serious thing? Because
the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Heavyweight Championship.
But you go out and you look, the Gate Crashers fought against them, and was Sarah a little bit banged up from that match? Then she goes on the SSU show. She ends up getting hurt. So it's just all these like little things where you really got to start to wonder, did she get hurt in the SSU because of the title match she had at the pay-per-view? Definitely got to wait and see with that. So now Bama making his way down to the ring, throwing them sunglasses off, and getting a shot at the Outbreak World Championship. Now, he's never won. We said he's a former world champion, but he has never won the Outbreak World title belt. And look at Vipero coming down. Vipero really looking like a world champion, you know what I mean? But the title belt that he won, he beat Recon Delta for the Meltdown World title, defended it against Angel, eventually losing it to Sentinel. Then Eagle Star beating Sentinel while Sentinel was hurt. Sentinel winning it back from Eagle Star once he had the opportunity to do it. Even having to prove it a couple times, but then Bama not getting another title shot until now. So getting this world title shot, big deal. This could really, you know, kind of set things up for the Horsemen, showing like the who's who of whatever, especially when you got the SSU attacking right now. Smoky nose. But can he win a second world championship here tonight?
Introducing the challenger from Huntsville, Alabama, weighing in at 240 pounds, Palmer Boy! And his opponent from Santa Fe, New Mexico, weighing in at 205 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Snake V.
So Vipero really kind of stepping up and doing the things we talked about, beating Jakai for this world title, defending it twice so far against Blaze. Can he defend it for a third time? We know Drew Hawthorne holds the longest title run of the Outbreak World Championship. Won it the original time when it was the TWC Junior World Championship during his reign, changes to the TCW Outbreak World Championship, defends the belt 5 times. Right now, Vipiro on title defense number 3, if he can get it done here tonight. And you can see both guys about the same size, about the same thing, both very, very unique wrestling styles. And look at the champion getting after it right now. Not the cleanest of breaks, using that to his advantage, and now getting after that lower body of Bama. We know Vipiro can end your night 2 different ways, and Bama can end it in 1. He's got the roll tide. You got the constrictor and the snake bite coming from the Viper. Look at that huge overhand chop. And Vipiro, he can get going pretty quick. Like he can speed up the pace of a match, but really thrives when he's slowing everything down, doing stuff. And Vipiro's not going to win a lot of strength battles, but winning the one right here against Bama. Thought Bama would have came back after him on a dirty break, but both guys kind of a clean break right there. Vipiro, oh, this is why he's in the Vipers. Look at that, using the ring to kind of hide what he was doing. And just going after the back of his head, continuing. And that looks like that might have split him open, driving his head into those cobblestone bricks right there. Referee telling Vipiro to knock it off, but Vipiro getting right back out there and right back in control of the match. One of the big things that we have seen while Vipiro has been a world champion is really the confidence that it inspires in him. When he was going through that U.S. title run, defended it 6 different times, but in the middle of that, we saw this different level Vipiro was on, fell off for quite some time, got back where he was fair to middle, and then, since winning this world title belt, really trying to make sure that this title belt has some stability in it. And Vipiro's got the champion's advantage. He can win, lose, draw. It doesn't really matter if it's on the outside of the ring. He can be counted out. He could not be counted out. The other, like, he could lose by count out, but the belt won't change hands. But Vipiro, understanding television time is sacred, so resetting the count. Bama now trying to use that to his advantage to get him back in the ring. And take control, but Vipiro right back in it. And you got to watch out with Vipiro, because, oh, look! What? What? Look at the state of this. Vipiro hooks the leg, 1. And Vipiro just pulling neat little new tricks out of his bag. Pulling little tricks out of the old Magic Hat, and Rotro Skadios thought he was going to hit him with the snake bite. Instead, hits him with the constrictor. Is Bama going to tap? He has got it locked in and then lets him out of it. Had it locked in, let him out, whips him back in the corner. And as we have seen, there ain't no telling what's going to happen when Vipiro gets you in the corner. Another completely different move throws Bama right back into it. Gave him the old Rotro Spaghettios on that, hooks the leg. And once again, Vipiro defends his Outbreak World Championship.
Here is your winner, and still World Heavyweight Champion, the Snake V.P.R.O.
So again, 3 title defenses on his way to try to break the record, but first he's got to tie the record of Drew Hawthorne, but able to get that win here tonight. And you start seeing like the confidence Vipeiro's wrestling with. Man, I would be scared. I would be scared. Normally we would let the champion that held that title or holds the title for the longest run, once he gets to 5, to break the record, to fight against him. But Drew Hawthorne, not a part of the Outbreak brand anymore. Now he's a part of the Meltdown brand, so Drew can't even come back to try to stop him from getting in there. What is going on, Sam Hacksaw? Welcome to the show.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Outlaws from the Queen City, the Legend Oxley.
So we know Ozzy on another level. Already know on another level. And even though the title belt's not on the line here tonight, you're looking at the brand new Women's Outbreak Championship or title holder.
Texas, the Women's World Champion, Sky Scott.
So not only holding that, but she still holds the contract to challenge for this title belt whenever she wants. If you can believe that, the champion holding on, so basically has an automatic redo, an automatic challenge title if she loses this title belt. So, going to be very interesting to see how that goes. What is going on, Wally? Welcome to the show. So, you want to talk about, like, really, Matt Storm, one of the fastest rising world champions we ever had, and now in the women's division, that is Sky Scott. Sky Scott, we knew she was the hottest indie wrestler out there. TCW able to sign Sky to the contract, and now Sky Scott holding the world championship belt. She, the fastest rising star and the most established star, is Ozzy. So what a great match this is going to be. Able to see who is going to come out on top of this match. Is it going to be the newcomer, or is it going to be the greatest female wrestler out there in the women's division? If you've got the best women's division in wrestling, and then you've got the top woman of that, you got to believe she's the best. Now going through. Going through and really doing the things that she needs to do to establish herself. In this women's division, and seriously, what better way to do it than to go up against the one? You know what I mean? But Ozzy getting things turned back around real quick. Whipping Sky back into the corner. Oh, misstep, but look at how fast. And this is probably part of that where this is old hat being in the ring for Ozzy. Whereas if you're not used to the spotlight, you're not used to the spotlight of the TWO, you make that mishap, maybe you don't recover as quickly. And maybe that ends up costing you the match. Ozzy now hooks the leg. And it's one of those things, what goes up must come down. And remember, even though Sky Scott, world champion, even though she holds the Money in the Bank briefcase, still, at the end of the day, no title belts on the line. So you can win however you can win. What is she doing? I don't know. Well, I say that. I say like I don't know if I'd be the one like really trying to tip off Ozzy or tick off Ozzy. But then what is she doing? Oh, you see what I'm saying? Sam in there buying the tickets for real. Really appreciate that, Sam. You know everything goes right back into the channel. So very much appreciate you buying your ticket here tonight. Oh, Ozzy hits her with it. There it is, the yellow brick road. Can Sky kick out of it? 2. And Sky finds a way, and Ozzy's got to be like, hey, look here, Rook. What are you doing? Oh, Ozzy. Uncharacteristic, but a little bit ticked off, and you can see she's getting mad. She's getting fired up, telling her to get up. Whips her back into the ropes again. And what does she have planned? Oh, that is a big, big slam. And Ozzy very, very much in control. Absolutely 12 months of membership. Can you believe it's been that long? Can you believe it's been a year? Hard to believe. Sky Scott trying to get back over in the corner. Ozzy saying, fine, I'll let you get over there. But now really trying to take it to Sky and trying to do the things. Remember, we've got one more match. The main event of the evening, women's Universal title will be on the line. Current Women's Universal Champion, Miss Nightmare, will be putting it on against Crimson. Yeah, time goes by fast. Ozzy now setting up for it. Can she hit it? No! Sky waiting on her. And, oh, that is a big, big elbow on top of Ozzy's head, too. And Sky might be setting up for the Sky Slam. Maybe not. Thought she might have been going for it, but maybe she's not going for it. And there it is, Sky Slam. Did she just beat the best in the business? I don't know what she's waiting for. Goes for that neck breaker, hooks the leg. 1, 2. And Ozzy's still able to kick out in 2. Oh, that is another one. Big elbow right down on top of the old scunion of Ozzy. 2, 3, and like that move, you wonder how many of those could you really take. Ozzy getting her brain jarred a couple different times. And again, not a title match, but what a big win here tonight for Sky Scott, doing it against the best in the business. Sky Scott looking like she is now ready to call the TCW her home. Getting settled in. Again, one of the hottest indie wrestlers that was out there, signed with the TCW. A lot of competition for her contract. And now the Outbreak World Champion, and coming in, even though it's not a title match, but coming in and getting a big win against Ozzy. But here we go, final match of the night. What is going on? Chilliwack and the Bay of Iffy, welcome to the show. Look at the state of this, and look, Miss Nightmare too has been on another level, or Crimson's been on another level since Paul Bearer has been coming down to the ring with her.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Universal Women's World Championship.
Now, Miss Nightmare has defended this belt against beat Witcher for it, defended it against Melinda G, and now going up against Crimson. So, you know, you want to talk about being the best. That is what this Universal World title is all about. And that is exactly who is defending or being defended against. So, you almost expect maybe, because currently Miss Nightmare being on the Outbreak brand, if this belt gets to the Wednesday Night Wars, she's probably facing off against Cheyenne, the longest reigning women's Universal World Champion ever. So, but before she can worry about that, before she can be looking to the Wednesday Night War, she has got to ground herself here on Thursday Night Outbreak and understand this. She is about to face off against the largest woman in professional wrestling, and that is Crimson. Miss Nightmare, though, very uniquely built to do well against Crimson. You see her now walking down to the ring, business as usual. Half of the Faces of Fear and multi-time women's Universal Champion. When she gets you in the Bone Crusher and she can get Crimson in it, when she gets her up off her feet, again, you're talking about force, weight versus velocity, mass versus speed. Crimson has the mass. Miss Nightmare could have the speed, and when you drive that into the mat, could end Crimson's night in a hurry. So, this isn't something new. These two have fought back and forth for their entire career, but now they will fight for the Women's Universal World Championship.
Introducing the challenger from your darkest fears, the Monster Crimson! And her opponent from your darkest fears, the Universal Women's World Champion, Miss Nightmare!
Main event of the evening, Women's Universal Championship belt on the line. the granddaddy of them all in the women's division. Who is going to come out on top of this? So it's always a thing where when this match starts out, where if I was wrestling against like a Digital Dogs, I was wrestling against a Crimson, I was wrestling against a Bobby O, whatever oh, look at that. And that's part of this thing with Paul Bearer. Really used to walk out with The Undertaker. We know Crimson's dad is Kane. And now Paul Bearer coming out, trying to make sure Crimson is on course. And since he has been coming out with her, she has been on another level. So you see her threatening the choke slam a lot more, so you don't know when it's coming. So sometimes she threatens it, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. You don't really know. But we have seen a completely different attitude from Crimson. And because of that, management is like, hey, maybe it's time for Crimson to challenge for the Universal World Championship. She has only ever challenged one other time before, and Ozzy ended up beating her. So can she win here tonight against Miss Nightmare? And look at Miss Nightmare, already Crimson just about taking the face paint off of her. And again, thought she was going to go for it right there, but not going for it. Hooks the leg, and only a 1 count. Now we know Miss Nightmare very tough. Rot Rose SpaghettiOs and Crimson absolutely dominating this match. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh! Oh! 2 and 99/100ths. But the one thing it proves is Miss Nightmare has got to turn this around right now. It cannot keep going in Crimson's favor, or things are going to be done. Crimson now looking like she's threatening it, but will she hit it? Will she hit her? Oh, well, she hits her, but not with that big choke slam. What is she doing now? Gets her up and right down on the ropes. And again, we have not seen any offense from Miss Nightmare, and we have never seen anything like this before. We have never seen Crimson like this before either, and I don't think Miss Nightmare was expecting this new Crimson, the new attitude of Crimson, the new style of Crimson. Paul Bearer has got Crimson dialed in right now. Referee keeps getting in the way, and Crimson is starting to get a little bit ticked off, but that's the first mistake that we've seen Crimson make as of yet. What is this? Oh, getting her up, hooking that foot under, and now going after the midsection, attacking her with knees, attacking her with the feet. Paul Bearer just watching on, probably pretty thrilled at what he is seeing. I'll tell you who shouldn't be thrilled is the women's division. The women's division, if this is what's going on, and if this is what she can do to Miss Nightmare, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid. But tell me, who would want to be in the ring with either one of these? I mean, this is just freaky. Absolutely freaky. And Miss Nightmare right now, you can see she's doing everything in her power to try to fight back finally. This is the first fight we have seen out of Miss Nightmare as of yet. But as tough as Miss Nightmare is, you know Crimson equally tough. And and Miss Nightmare fights out of it again, but still unable to get her off her feet. But she now is starting to get in and out. I think she is starting to understand if she is going to hold on to this title belt right now. And I wonder if we're going to see her implore something else. Oh. Put the owie sauce on that. Put the owie sauce on that. Oh, another one. And Miss Nightmare rolls out. I don't know that I'd roll out on the side of Paul Bearer, but it's exactly what she did, and that could end her night right there. That wasn't a choke slam, but that is a very, very solid slam. Has her by the throat, has her up and back down, and it has become all but elementary at this point. 1, 2, 3, and Crimson wins her very first Women's Universal World Championship.
Here is your winner, and new, the Universal Women's World Champion, the Monster Crimson.
We have seen her fight quite a few different matches here lately, and I am telling you what, since Paul Bearer has been coming down to the ring with her, an absolutely different level coming out of Crimson. She has put the women's division on notice, and I hope they are listening. Like, you're not going to come down to the ring facing the same old Crimson. You know what I mean? That is funny. Look, you never know what your catchphrase is going to be, but I can see how that would be mine. Absolutely amazing. Love hearing that. But guys, this is going to do it for us here tonight. Remember, when you're out there in the world and you're doing stuff, be the leader you want to be, or you want to see in your community. Understand that people are out there, and a lot of them are acting like kids, absolute kids. They're mad because their toys got taken away. They're probably acting like 5 and 7 year olds out there. You know what I mean? Actually, your 5 and 7 year olds, I'm betting, act better than some people out there. But just because they're mad at you or they're saying dumb things to you does not mean that has to be your reaction back to them. You can choose in that moment to be a leader. Maybe they get it, maybe they don't. That's, again, it's not on you. But the world has been dividing us plenty all by itself. We've let it divide us plenty by ourselves. So maybe we could start picking a different path. Maybe we could start being the healing that the world needs. Maybe we could start coming back together. And maybe not. Maybe somebody needs to be punched in the nose sometimes. I get it. But don't just do it because, oh, that's what like they did it to me, so I did it to them. That's dumb. Don't do that stuff. Be your own person. Make up your own mind. And hopefully be that leader out in your community that your community needs. But from everybody here at the Totes My Goats Wrestling Network to all of you out there, this is Frankie Two Fingers signing off and saying peace.